Okay, today we put it all together. We practice and review and make sure we're ready for an assessment that's going to happen tomorrow on simplifying expressions, combining like terms, which really just to make sure you're getting the language behind it. When we simplify expressions, we are coming up with an equivalent expression. It looks different than the expression we started with, but it is in fact equivalent to the one we started with. I'll reiterate that as we continue through. So what do you need right now? You need a blank piece of paper. What are you going to do with this blank piece of paper? Well, we are going to fold it, but not as much as we have in the past because we have 20 questions on this, and you can't really fold your paper in a good way to get 20 boxes. So here's what we're going to do to start. Just take your paper and fold it in half, long way, like this. So you just get a vertical fold throughout, okay? Fold that paper, and then I'll show you how we're going to set it up. Okay, so I have a crease now down the middle, and that's really just to give me two columns on my paper so I can organize my work just a little bit better. And now I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put a title on this called More Simplifying Expressions. Write this title down with me. Okay, now I told you there are 20 questions here. So what I'm going to do, and you don't necessarily have to count it out a ton, but you want to make sure you have enough space to show your work. So if you want to count out lines, you can, maybe 4, depending on, again, mine is college ruled paper. You might have wide ruled paper, so you might not have as many spaces. But what you want to do is you want to fit 1 through 10 on the front, and we're going to go like this. We're going to put 1, and then I'm going to come over here right next to the fold, right inside the fold, and write 2, like that. And then I'm just going to skip some space, about 1/5 of the paper, right? So then I'm going to say 3 and 4. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. So 3, 4. This should be 5. I'm not even necessarily counting lines. I'm just trying to kind of eyeball my space. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I really could have spaced it out more. So I'm going to start spacing it out more. 7, 8, and then about halfway to the bottom. Here we go, 9 and 10. So, you know, things up at the top were a little squishier, but I should still have some room. The fact is I did 1 through 10 on the front, like this. And then guess what I'm going to do on the back? I'm going to do 11, 12, skip some lines, 13, 14, skip some lines, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 19 and 20. Some people like to go back through and draw lines across because we don't have folds there. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to leave it without all those lines and just make sure I write my work nice and neat and fit it in the space given. All right. Now, I'm also going to help you get started with one problem. This is the type of stuff we did at the bottom of the notes yesterday. So I want to make sure we know what we're doing. I'm going to help you with problem number 6. So the first thing you need to do on all of these cards so that your brain really processes exactly what you're seeing, I promise this really, really helps, is first write down on your paper the original expression. So everybody go to number 6 with me, the spot where you put a 6, and copy this down. You'll see this on the cards in a minute, but I'm giving it to you right here. So it is 5 minus 2 times the difference of x minus 7 is a fancy way I could say that, plus 3x. Okay, this is the original expression. That's what you'll see on the card. So I wrote down the original. Now my job is to simplify it. Be very, very careful here. Do you remember I told you yesterday the number one mistake students make on these ones? Can you guess how people want to start? They go 5 minus 2 and write a 3. Don't do that. How come I don't do that? 5 minus 2 is subtraction. Am I supposed to subtract first? Not if there's multiplication, and there absolutely is multiplication. So again, you guys, you have to multiply before you subtract or add, okay? What did I just say? You have to multiply first. Multiply first. You have to multiply before you add or subtract. We got that? Multiply first. So what does the multiplication look like in this problem? Distributive property, okay? Back. All right, you have to multiply first. The multiplication here is right here, the distributive property. The 5 has nothing to do with multiplication, and the 3x has nothing to do with this multiplication. So I'm going to multiply here. Now, I'm also going to copy that 5. It's still there. I haven't done anything with it yet. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 7. Watch those signs really closely. Negative 2 times negative 7 is plus 14. And then I put the plus 3x on the end. Okay? Hey, look at that. I did the multiplication. And how do I know the multiplication is done? Well, I was able to rewrite this without parentheses. That's what happened. I took care of it in a solid mathematical way where I distributed, but now there's no parentheses. So now I am ready to combine like terms. Watch your signs again. Look what I have. Negative 2x and positive 3x. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1x, which I can write 1x or I can just write x. And when you do this stuff in Canvas on an assessment and stuff, either one is fine. You can type in 1x or just x and you'll get it right either way. And then I have these, positive 5, positive 14, same signs add, keep the common sign. Do I go any farther? No, I do not. So you distributed and you combined like terms. That's what you're practicing on most of these. I will tell you there are some, like I'm going to write down number 1 so you can see, and just make sure you have a heads up here. Number 1 says 10. So the first thing you're going to do on all these problems is copy the original expression. 10 minus 4y plus 5y minus 8. Take a look at that expression for a minute. Is there any multiplication to do? Oh, no, there's not. There's no multiplication to do. So because there's no multiplication to do, I can go straight to combining like terms. So I go, okay, negative 4y plus 5y. Okay, that's 1 again, 1y. 10 and negative 8, positive 2. So sometimes, if there's no multiplication to do, you can just go right to simplifying your expression. If there is multiplication to do, then distribute first. Do your multiplication first, and then combine like terms. You have 18 more of these to practice. Do all of your practice first. What I love to see, and what I can tell when you guys submit your work, what I love to see is I can tell if you fixed any mistakes that you made. I do want you to look at the key and have a chance to tell if you did it right or wrong, but it is really important for your brain that you try the problems first. Okay, so give these a try, see how you did, and if there's any that you missed that you don't understand why, please ask.